to take control of criminal businesses in the city. A lot of money's at stake, and the Angels' reputation is at stake, too, so they can't afford not to try to dominate the Montreal market. The Angels are already the biggest and most violent biker gang in the world. This report from the Biker Wars shows how they're organized for the business of crime. This videotape was smuggled out of the Hells Angels World Conference in Amsterdam. With approximately 5,000 full members and maybe 50,000 wannabes and hangers-on, running this gang is big business around the world.
These people don't work in a small way. The Hells Angels have the reputation as being the most vicious gang in the world, motorcycle gang in the world, and the top of the big four motorcycle gangs. They're the most sophisticated. They've conducted their activities as a business almost since day one.
For many of the top business leaders of the Hells Angels, the annual meeting might be the only time they put on their leathers and their colors.
Most guys today, you wouldn't know they were bikers. Stand right beside you, you wouldn't know they were bikers. Clean cut, clean shaven, drive around Cadillacs, dress pants, sport shirts, or a three-piece suit.
But when do they get dressed up like bikers?
Well, that's an old myth from the 60s that the press keep carrying on today. The clowns you see dressed like that are the peons, who have nothing on the ball. They're dealing their grams or their ounces and taking all the heat because of their appearance. For most, especially in Quebec, they'd park beside you in the parking lot. You wouldn't have a clue they were bikers. They look like the kind of guys you might introduce to your daughter. They're so clean cut.
So what's the evolution? What have they become?
It's organized business, organized crime.
And it's a business with a good cash flow. Every member in each chapter worldwide pays dues to head office, to the international headquarters, to the War Fund.
You figure 2,000 guys with $500 a piece each into the War Fund every month. So multiply 500 times 2,000 times 12 per month, per year. Not counting all the other little goodies that go in there, so money's no problem.
For the Outlaws, with their 2,000 members, that means minimum $12 million a year pours into the so-called War Fund. The Hells Angels have 5,000 members, so their head office is raking in at least $30 million. How rich are they?
Not they. How rich are the brains? The brains are very rich. The peons are the peons. They deal in grams and shit like that. And they'll always be peons. The officers are the men with the money.
The officers are the guys in control, too.
You have certain officers. It's always the officers take care of the big business.
And big business includes murder. But before any murder, an officer of the gang must give the green light.
If you wanted to take somebody out, like another club, you had to let the officers know in advance what your plans were. Because you know there's going to be retaliation from the police or the other clubs. But if you know about it in advance, you can be prepared and wait for them to come to retaliate. So you have to get permission before you go take anybody out.
The officers of the gang use international management meetings, like this one, to make business decisions about getting bigger and making more money. The damage the rock machine is doing to Hells Angels' interests in Montreal is the kind of core issue Hells management has to be thinking about.
If the Hells Angels get beat by what was formerly a street gang in Montreal, then how do they hold the respect of the rest of the gangs worldwide?
And the Hells are a gang with interests and ambitions round the world. Their annual meeting draws members from countries in North America, Europe, South Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. They're also moving aggressively into the countries of the former Soviet Empire. These Hells Angels from Germany are doing a little business development work in Moscow, where an affiliate branch is already up and operating. And this delegation from the Hells Angels in Sherbrooke is building a little solidarity with their new Russian crime affiliates. The bikers' budget used to be a beer budget. Now, they're getting a real taste for good wine, fine food, and travel. Once, Hells Angels bikes were old and greasy. Now, they're top of the line, fully customized, and in unbelievable numbers. Their wealth buys them more of life's little pleasures. The lifestyle, the money, the power. These things, the Angels are determined to hang on to at any price.
I joined the club for the Brotherhood, or the so-called Brotherhood, and the riding. Three Musketeers routine, take care of each other, watch each other's back, and the riding along those lines.
What did it turn out to be?
Like a nightmare.
Why do we have to interview you in silhouette?
Because there's a contract out on me.
Why?
Because I testified in a murder case.
And is there any way to leave other than the way you've left?
Okay, that's good. If you're in my situation, you're just the regular peons who can just leave and go down the road. When you're an officer, a regional officer, with your knowledge of what you've known, the damage you could do, you can't leave.